Hi, welcome to Earth Gravity. In this session, we will be learning the basic concepts of light. Now, first of all, let us see what are the things we are going to find in this session. Properties of light, laws of reflection, and laws of refraction. Here are some of the important properties of the light. They are: the first one is rectilinear propagation of the light. Now here the word rectilinear, it has the word called as a linear line. Line is going to be 180 degree. It is going to be straight, no bends, nothing. So the light here moves similarly in a straight line. The name itself indicates. So the property of the light propagating in a straight line is called as rectilinear property. Now with this in this image, you will be able to understand the rectilinear property of the light. So here the candle is placed right, and all the four cardboards are in line with the candle. Now the light has been able to pass through the pinhole from one cardboard to another onto the screen. Now let us assume that if I am going to lift the second one a little bit higher, the light will not be propagating, or the light will not be falling on the third or fourth or on the wall. Why? Because the pinhole of the second one is not in alignment with the first one. So the light cannot pass through. It is acting as opaque. So as an opaque substance, it does not allow the light. So light is not reaching to the other one. Now if I'm going to bring it down, again you're able to see the light on the wall, because it is able to pass the light through the hole. So we can say that with this activity, that the light always moves in a straight line. Now, one more important property is reflection property. Here you are able to see that I am going to make use of a surface, the glass medium or a smooth surface is being here. Now the rays that are coming from the source are called as the incident ray, I know it. Now when these incident rays are falling on the surface and they are moving back or bouncing back to the air medium. See, they are coming from the air medium, hitting the surface and moving back to the air medium. The property is called as a reflection. That is, when the light rays strike the boundary of two media, a part of light is turned back into the same medium. Then such a thing is called as a reflection property. Next is a refraction. In this refraction, you are able to see two medium, that is air medium and the glass medium, or it can be water, whatever so it may be. The air medium is called as a rarer medium, that is a thinner medium, whereas the glass or water, it is a thicker medium called as a denser medium. So here you are able to see the incident ray on reaching the interface of the two medium, it started bending while it is traveling in the glass medium. So when the light rays are traveling in one medium, enter another medium, they bend at the surface of separation to change in its velocity. So the velocity of the light ray changes as there is a change in the medium. When you're moving from air, it would be very fast, but when it comes to glass medium, it would be very less. The velocity decreases. So for example, take that you are riding on a bike and coming on a smooth surface. In between the tracks of your tires, air is easily entering and moving freely. All of a sudden, you will be able to observe a sand in your path. But the moment you enter the sand, the velocity of your vehicle gets decreased. You slowly move and try to come out of the thing. As soon as you come out of the sand, again your vehicle picks up its velocity. That's the same thing that is happening over here. You can understand better when it comes to the simulation part of this one. Here is a simulation that is going to represent about the properties of the light. Now here let me explain what are the things that are available in the simulation. Now at the top left corner you are able to see called as a ray and a wave. So which means that we know that the light has a dual nature. It has both the particle nature, that is a ray nature, as well as a wave nature. So that's the thing. Next, at the other end, you are going to have the protractor to measure the angles, the intensity meter to measure the intensity, the speed, etc. And this is the source from which you are able to get the light. So that's the source of the light. Next, on the other hand, you are going to have the medium for this two medium, that is the white one is one medium, whereas the purple, light purple one is going to be another material. Now let us start about it. Now I'm going to take the protractor, I'm going to place it at the center. Now I'm going to switch on the source of the light. So let me keep it the point where both of them are, let it be the point of the center, right? I'm going to include a normal. So we know that from the law of reflection that the angle of incidence is going to be equal to the angle of reflection. So the incident angle, that the incident ray is coming from the source. So this is the incident ray, and the one that is leaving is called the reflected ray. Now the angle of incidence, that is the angle between the incident and the normal, is called as the angle of incidence, whereas the angle between the normal and the reflected ray is called as the angle of reflection. Now we know that angle I is equal to angle R, that is angle of incident would be equal to angle of reflection. Now if I am going to change it, you can see both of them are going to have the same. Now if I am going to put it at a 60 degree, now it is also going to have the sum 60.1. So both of them are going to be equal, right? Now there is one more property of the light that is called as a refraction, that is the bending of the light ray. So here you are able to see this is reflected, and this is the one that is getting down to the another medium is said to be the refracted ray. Now let me measure. We know that the bending of the light ray is mainly due to change in its velocity of the light ray. Now let us see what is the speed of the light when it is in the rarer medium. Here the rarer medium is the air is a rarer medium, whereas the glass here at the bottom is the denser medium. Let me change from the glass to water. Okay, now water is a denser medium. Now let me bring up the speedometer. Let me check what is the speed of the light over in the, let us check the speed of the light from the incident point. So it is going to be 1 c. C is the unit that is we call as speed of the light is measured by c. Okay, to represent speed we make use of the letter c, E equal to mc square, where c is the velocity of the light. Now when it comes to the reflected ray, it is also going to have the same speed because both of them are in the same medium. But when it comes to the refracted, the velocity of the speed or the speed of the light has been decreased to 0.75 c. That is, there is a decrease in the speed of the light. Now if I am going to reverse the thing, let me check it out how it is going to be. Now how about it? Now there is an increase in the speed when it is in the rarer medium than in the denser medium is 0.7 c. Reverse is the aspect here. So the velocity changes when it is moving from denser to rarer or rarer to denser medium. Similarly would be the intensity of the light. So the intensity of the light is 100%, but when it comes to here it has decreased. So the intensity decreases. Okay. Now let us see what happens if I am going to increase, let me increase the angle of incidence and what it is going to happen. So now at this point when I increase the angle of incidence, I am unable to find the refracted ray. I am able to see only the refracted ray but not the refracted ray. I am able to see only the reflected ray. That is now it is said to be in total internal reflection. Internal means within. So here the light has undergone a total internal reflection. So the angle at which it goes, the total internal reflection is called as the critical angle of that medium. So here it would be around 48 point some value, around 6 or 8. It would be the critical angle of water in this scenario. Okay, now if I am going to decrease, so now you are able to observe the refracted ray. Now check one thing, the angle of incidence in both the cases, that is the angle of incidence and the angle of reflection here is the same, that is it is somewhat less in comparison to the angle of refraction. Okay, now if you are able, one thing, you observe one thing, that when the light is moving from denser medium to a rarer medium, the angle is 67.2, that is the angle of refraction, that this angle between the reflected and the normal is 67.2 degree. But now let me reverse. What happens? I'm not going to disturb anything. I'm just changing the medium. Now check it out what the angle would be. Now here you are able to see, though the angle of incidence and reflection are the same, but you are able to see a decrease in the angle made by the refracted ray. That is, again, there is a decrease. So one thing we can infer is when the light is moving from rarer to denser medium, the refracted ray would be towards the normal. This is a normal. The line that is on the zero of the protractor here is the normal. So here it is towards the normal, but in the opposite thing, that is when I have changed it to the water and A, that is when the light is moving from denser to rarer, the angle is moving away from the normal. So this is a very important thing, and most people get confused when it is being asked in the bits or for a problem. So keep in mind, try to have a short code so that you can clearly overcome the confusion. Other properties which include, these are not been discussed here, but in your higher classes or in further sessions you'll be able to learn these things. They are the diffraction, dispersion, interference, polarization, scattering. So these are some of the important properties of the light. Kinds of reflections. The surface which reflects most of the light falling on it is called a reflecting surface. Keep one thing in mind, that we are going to make use of the terminology in most of your answers or while expressing your views as per the subject is considered. Terminology is the most important thing. So keep that in mind. Try to remember what the terminology is, where to use and how to use. Without the make use of terminology, you will not be able to score the marks. Keep that in mind. Now, reflecting surface. The surface which reflects most of the light falling on it is called as a reflecting surface. So you will be making at your houses, you will be able to see your floor. It will be reflecting the light. So it's a reflecting surface. Similarly, a glass. So these are all the examples of reflecting surfaces. Now, there are two types of reflecting surfaces called as regular reflecting surface and irregular reflecting surface. Let us see first of all the regular reflection. Now here is an image where you are able to see a smooth surface like a glass. From air medium, you are able to see the incident of light ray falling on the smooth surface and it is bouncing back to the air medium. So the reflection which takes place when the light falls on a smooth surface and polished surface is called as a regular reflection. How about irregular? Now here you are going to observe an irregular surface in the second figure. So though it is a glass, it has irregular surface. Now it is going to have the same incident ray as in the earlier smooth surface, but see what is happening after reflection. The reflected ray are distorted and they are moving as they like it. So the reflection is completely based on the point of incidence. So if the point of incidence is right, okay, they are going well. If there is a curve or a dip, there shall be a change in the reflection of the light ray. The reflected ray is going to move in a different direction. So the surface, if you're going to have irregular surface, you're going to have irregularities. So the reflection which takes place when light falls on a rough surface is called as irregular. Now, collective effect of the various reflected rays from various points of rough surface constitutes scattering of light. The word scattering, which I've seen earlier when I talked about other important points. So the light is going to get scattered more. That is, it means go here and there. As soon as a long bell of your school rings, you scatter here and there. So that's a scattering. You don't follow a line. Now, let us see laws of reflection. Now, here is a figure. So in the earlier, we have seen the simulation part where you have came across this kind of thing. So here you are able to see the incident ray, the ray that is coming from the source, the reflected ray that is leaving the surface, and the normal is that is perpendicular to the surface is said to be a normal, so I call it normal ray. Now the angle between the incident ray and the normal is called as the angle of incidence or incident angle. Similarly, the angle between the reflected ray and the normal ray is called as a reflected angle or angle of reflection. The angle of reflection would be equal to the angle of incidence. Now there are two laws as per your context is considered. But in the earlier old textbooks, we used to have the three law. That is, the second law would be of a similar thing, but the representation is in different way. Now let's see. The first law states that the incident ray, the reflected ray, and the normal at the point of incidence all lie on the same plane. Now you're able to see if the bottom of the surface is, look the pointer. This is one surface, the top one is one more surface. Now the incident ray, the normal and reflected, they are on the same plane. They are not on the other side of the thing. They are not towards us. They are on the opposite side of us. So all of them are lying on the same plane. So the incident, the reflected, and the normal all lie on the same plane. That's the first law. Coming to the second law, this is not there. The incident ray and the reflected ray lie on the either side of the normal. So this is a normal, and to either side you are able to see the incident ray on this side and the reflected ray on the opposite side. Now this third law, this is what you are going to have. You don't have the second point in your textbook. You have the first and the third law as the first and second law. The angle of incidence is equal to angle of reflection. We have seen it in the earlier simulation part that the angle of incidence is equal to angle of reflection. How much is the angle of incidence? That much would be the angle of reflection. So this is the third law, or as per you, your context is considered the second law of reflection. What is meant by angle of incidence? As per the definition is being considered. The angle of incidence is the angle between the incident ray and the normal, and it is denoted by angle I. Similarly, the angle of reflection is the angle between the reflected ray and the normal, denoted as angle R. Now we have one more law, just like the laws of reflection. We have the laws of refraction also, sometimes referred as Snell's laws. So the first law states that the incident ray, the reflected, and the normal to the incidence of any two given medium lie in the same plane. A slight change to what you have studied in the first law of reflection. You studied there the incident ray, the reflected, and the normal lie on the same plane. But here you are able to see that the three lie at the interface of any two given mediums. They lie in the same plane. Similar one. Thanks to the second law, states that the ratio of the sine of the angle of incidence and the sine of the angle of refraction is constant. So in the earlier we have seen that the angle of incidence is equal to angle of reflection, but here you are going to see ratio of the sine of the angle of incidence is constant with the sine of angle of refraction. Let's say that the ratio of sine of the angle of incidence and sine of angle of the refraction is constant. That is n1 sine theta 1 is equal to n2 sine theta 2. So these things we will be studying in the higher classes. Those who are 10th, they would be able to have an idea what it is. So sin I by sin R is equal to n, where n is a refractive index of the denser medium. So this is what the laws of refractions are. So in the next coming class, we shall be learning some more important and interesting topics of the light. Thank you.